What's up everybody? Carolyn Rae here with YOGATX, bringing you another full body flow to get things flowing and super helpful for circulation and really for all the things. So we're gonna get started. Any props that you have, you're welcome to bring out. And if you're watching from somewhere that is not Austin, then you should comment and let us know where you're watching from. So making our way to a tabletop. Just find a really steady, grounded place here. Shoulders are right over the wrists and hips are over the knees. Maybe a couple back and forth sways here just to get warmed up. And ground down at the top of the feet. Gaze stays a little bit in front of the hands. And really extra ground down on the top of the left foot. And then on the next inhale, slowly bringing the right leg behind you. Doing a little calf stretch opener here. So just stretching, maybe finding some back and forth. And then raising up hip level. Testing the balance here, starting to engage the core. And if you're ready for a little bit more, bringing the left leg out or left arm out in front of you like you're shaking somebody's hand. And again, embrace your wobble. If you're wobbling a little bit, that's okay. So really reach the heel away from the hip and the hand away from the shoulder here as you breathe in. And as you exhale, bring the elbow to meet the knee in the middle. So extend and exhale, come in. Reach away. Last time, elbow to knee. And coming back into tabletop. Just finding a couple cat-cows in between, letting the belly drop, flexing the tailbone up towards the sky, and then exhale, roll through cat pose. Belly goes up and in. Inhale, really drop the belly, let the heart come forward. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale back to a neutral spine here. Any natural movement that feels good. Ground down on the top of the right foot and let the left leg come back. Again, stretching that calf. Keeping the gaze forward, keeping the heart forward. Full cycle of breath here. And as you're ready, come slightly forward, lifting up the back leg. Notice that you might feel a little bit more balanced on one side than the other. And right arm comes out like you're shaking someone's hand. Really think about your center of gravity here. Focus on that core. Extend as you breathe. Exhale, knee comes in, elbow comes in. Inhale out. Exhale to center. You can do this as slow as you need to. Extend and exhale in. And coming back to tabletop pose here. Tuck the toes and slowly start making your way up to your downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the feet energetically, whatever your jam is, if you want to pop your toes a little bit. Shake out some yeses or some nos. Maybe open the mouth wide and then close it. Keeping the weight out of the wrist here. So if there's any air under the palms, releasing that. You can start taking steps up to the top of the mat, or you're welcome to take a playful hop. Finding forward fold, releasing all the way. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, maybe a slight bend in the knees, blast off all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms into the earth here. You can hop or step it back, finding plank pose or modified plank, bringing the knees down to the mat. Yogi's choice, same benefits. Really activate the core here. Maybe finding some back and forth with the feet, playing a little bit. And on your next exhale, lower down. Pushing through the tops of the feet. Inhale the heart forward. Ground in the hands, baby cobra. Lifting the knees off the mat here, engaging the core to protect the low back. Exhale, coming down. And now we're gonna widen our hands a little bit. So I like to have my fingers wide and my wrists a little bit above my fingers. And then as you inhale, it's just gonna be a little bit of a wider cobra here. So breathing in, really opening the shoulders here. And exhale, lower. And if you'd like to go into a little bit more of a playful cobra or a curious cobra, you can bring your right shoulder up and sort of start to move one shoulder down at a time. I like to go right up, center, right down, left down. If you want to keep your hands flat, that works also. And just letting the hands rest behind you. Right ear comes to the mat. Shake the hips out right and left. Lift up the left leg. Send it away from the hips and set it back down. And then same on the right side. So finding length, lifting, pushing away from the hips, setting back down. Now that we've done that, bringing the hands back right underneath the armpits. And slowly coming to a puppy pose. So kind of in between a child's pose and a down dog. Also a great modification. If you get tired, you can always come to a puppy pose. Finding a long spine here. Letting the heart sink closer to the earth. And inhaling into tabletop. Finding a couple cat-cows here, just at your own pace. Noticing that these might be a little bit deeper than the first round, which is awesome. And tucking the toes behind, finding our way to downward facing dog. Bending the knees here, bringing the gaze between the hands, and finding a nice hop or playful little jump up to the front. Forward fold, relax the head. Inhale, push off the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And take a moment here to set an intention for this practice, for this full flow today. Maybe it's a wish or just dedication. Just set that in your mind's eye now. And we'll be releasing it through this practice. Stepping the left foot back. Coming into warrior two, open the arms. Let the tailbone drop. Long front body, ribs are knit in. Arms are really, really reaching away from the center of the body here. And as you start to flip your palm and reach forward, gently make your way, peaceful warrior. Left arm can be behind you here. Maybe it wraps around and says hi to your right hip. And exhale, extended side angle. Left arm comes around, fingers reach over the ears. And then gently going into triangle pose from here. Instead of coming all the way back up, just straightening that front leg. Really, really lengthening the spine and gazing up at the left thumb. Right shin is still reaching forward. Hips are open. Breath is flowing. Awesome, yogis. Left arm comes down. Go ahead and frame that right foot and scoot your back foot in, maybe just about 6 inches. Finding pyramid pose and letting the forehead rest down on the shin. And if you have blocks or if you just need a little bit more length, you can come up halfway. You can also bring hands to hip here, finding a flat back. So really keep this quad engaged to support the right knee. Just breathing. And if you'd like to go down a little further, please do. If you'd like a little more, you can always rock back and bring those right toes up to the face. And coming down, send that right leg all the way back up. Down dog splits. Keeping that right hip parallel to the mat here. So not opening up the hip quite yet. And finding downward facing dog. Maybe a little vinyasa here. Yogi's choice, as always. Meeting back and downward facing. Shaking out the hips from right and left. Or any other wiggles you need to get out here. Come back into that intention, come back into that breath. Bend the knees, let the gaze come forward, hop up to the top. Inhale to lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lifting all the way. Exhale, hands into heart center. Couple shoulder rolls here. Making sure the shoulders are pressed away from the ears, the neck is long. Gaze is forward. Bringing the left leg behind you. Opening up warrior two. And starting to face the front, both toes come forward, star pose. Letting the hands rest all the way down. Just beside you, maybe in the mountain pose with palms forward, or hands can come to the hips. And playing with Sandasana a little bit, coming down to the left side, flexing the right toes. Option to keep this heel up or down. If you'd like to work on keeping it down, just be gentle with yourself, rock yourself back a little bit, really support yourself here. Just does different things. Neither one of them is necessarily wrong. Just be gentle on the knees here as you rotate up and around, cross the Rita. Left toes point up towards the sky. If you feel really confident here, you can even rock a little balance. Little mudra. And coming back to center goddess pose. Opening up the hips here, just finding some back and forth. And then reaching up, arms come overhead. Exhale, warrior two, left side. So adjusting the warrior here, making sure that it's not too wide of a stance. It's what I actually just checked myself on. And making sure that our heel lines up with about the middle of our foot. Arms are outstretched, gaze is strong. The ribs are knit in. And flip the front palm, reach over, peaceful warrior. Maybe grabbing over for that left hip. And slowly making your way around. Extended side angle. Forearm rests on the thigh here. And then moving the hips back to triangle. Little easy transition there. Just keeping an eye on the sky or maybe letting the neck relax, whatever feels best. Lengthening the spine out like somebody's pulling you out of your hips here. And right arm comes down nice and gently. Frames the left foot comes back, down dog splits. However, we want to keep our hip parallel down to the earth. Just breathe. If you'd like to do a three-legged flow, you can keep your leg up or you can come to down dog and flow it out. Yogi's choice there. meeting in downward facing dog. And slowly walking up to the top, maybe a hop or a jump, yogi's choice. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. The right leg steps back, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Sandasana round two, coming down nice and gently. And let those arms support you here. Right toes facing up. Maybe trying more of a balance this time. Any mudras that you like. This is the mudra for transformation, the lotus mudra. One of my personal favorites. Moving through, other side. Take your time here. Balancing if it feels right. And again, that heel can come down if you want to work on that. Also welcome to. Coming back into goddess pose, hands on the thighs here, and just moving the right shoulder down. Inhale back to center, left shoulder comes down. Inhale. Reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Heel toe the feet so they are all the way back together. Shake it out a little bit. Take yourself less seriously. Some shoulder shrugs, some hip shrugs, some jumps, whatever you need. And then ground down in the left leg as much as you can. So really imagine you are a root of a tree in that left side. Mountain pose strong here. And then start to levitate that right foot up to the side, finding tree pose, letting that right leg come either above the knee or below the knee, even maybe kickstand. So they all do the same benefit, wherever feels good for you. If you want to bring it across the hip and be super fancy, you can as well. And try to get the hips to be in an even place here. Right foot's pushing against the leg is pushing against the foot. Lots of teamwork happening here. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hands come up. Maybe letting the branches sway a little bit. Woo! Embrace your wobbles. And slowly coming back down, shake it out. You did it. Maybe shake the feet out a little bit here. And get ready for the other side. Grounding down on the right foot. Really feel that awareness spread throughout the toes, throughout the mat. This is your space. You got this. Inhale, lifting the knee. Bring it to the side and set up your tree wherever you'd like. I would try to keep it even with what you did on the other side, just so it's consistent. Giving our body that balance. Just breathe here, lengthening. Knowing that you're strong, you're rooted, but you flow. I'm rooted, but I flow. Such a good affirmation. So maybe letting the branches flow a little bit here, but also feeling really grounded. Woo! And hands come back to heart center. You can gently release. Awesome job. Give yourself some love, some tapping. And let's go all the way down to the floor. Swan dive down. Heels come up, finding a little ball, little yogi ball. And gently coming down to the sit bones. Let the feet come all the way out in front of you. Shake them out like gummy worms. Just notice that your legs might feel a little bit longer here, as well as your spine. So let's really embrace that. Lift up a little bit more. Exhale. Option to bring the arms overhead. Exhale forward. This is just a nice stretch for the low back after a lot of the warrior and the triangle that can get a little bit tender. Just relax round the back, kind of like cat pose here. Inhale, slowly coming up. Bringing your right leg with you. And just holding strong here. This is kind of a cool, different sort of bind, so you can bring your right arm in front of you if you want to try something different. And see if you can hook fingers here. Or if maybe that's too much, maybe just bring the left arm behind the right hip. And then see if that helps, pushing the heart up a little bit more. Very carefully come back around. Little counter stretch here. And switching legs, left knee comes in. Make sure that we're really nice and tall on our sit bones. And you want to start by just turning away from the leg. This kind of anchors, and then you can bring the left arm across. Or I'm sorry, the right arm across the body, back body here. This is a great hip opener, and it's a nice little twist. Just do the best you can here. Be graceful to yourself. And if you'd like to do a little counter twist. Voila! Shake the legs out one more time. And bring both legs in. You can find maybe a lotus or half lotus here, or an easy seat, whatever feels good for you. Take a breath here. Just doing a little body scan, check in. Drop the pin, see where you're at. Breathe in deeply. Exhale. Let the hands just open and relax to receive. May you be grounded, and may you also flow. That is the goal. I am sending you all of the luck and abundance and flow in your life, and thank you for tuning in to this full body flow. I had a super good time, and I'm so excited to continue guiding you through some yoga practices. Continue to keep up with YOGATX, as there will be some exciting new upcoming changes this summer. From my heart to yours, namaste.